the Stanley Cup correspondent during the past 2 months. I have traveled the country with the Stanley Cup. If you get it for a day, what will you do with it? Yes, it's not very good at playing fetch. So I will probably take it home, and we'll see what's going to be over there.
Yeah, do you want to get some treats?
Yeah.
Do you have any pets at home, Zeke?
No, I don't. Well, goldfish. All that. Growing up, yeah, we had a lot of pets. A lot of dogs, cats, everything. All right, thank you for your question.
Thanks, Zeke.
Better than the next one.
Better than us?
Well,
What are you asking? What are you asking if you couldn't hear over here?
what I would do with Stanley Cup?
Zeke, what's it say about the line of communication from management to coach to the veteran group that has really kind of helped solidify that line of communication over the last few years?
Well, I think that anytime you have whether it's a business or corporation or any kind of team involved, communication is a huge part of it. You got to have a clear communication, and everybody needs to know their roles and their responsibilities and what it's expected from them. So I think it's only healthy to have the right amount of communication and divided responsibilities and jobs that you need to do.
Specifically with you and Donnie, how would you describe that communication? GM?
Well, I think Donnie speaks, kind of more with Bruce, and Bruce speaks to us. But sometimes, I think that it's always nice to hear from the GM standpoint, like what he feels like, and the other way around. When we have something, we usually go to Donnie and not to avoid Bruce in the mix, but sometimes we go directly to each other and we talk about things. But it's always been key for us to have the right amount of communication and healthy conversations.
So with all the excitement, can you compare this Bruins team to the 11 team and the 13 team in terms of the vibe, the feel, the talent, awareness?
It's just a different, I think that, we were built differently in 2011. So we were kind of similar team in 2013. And, with the change of the game and the systems and, coaching, the team is built differently. And doesn't mean it's worse or better. It's just we see it happening in the league that the players coming in the league are making huge impact very early on at a very young age. It's a lot about speed and skill. You have just a different ways to build the teams back then and different ways to build teams now, because whatever worked then probably won't work now, and whatever worked now, it's probably wouldn't work then. So I think everybody's making adjustments. Everybody tries to improve and go on with the new trend.
There's a lot of big game coaches in the Atlantic Division, and John Plainville's coming in. How much does this trip to the final kind of validate Bruce now as a guy who's going to be on a different level in terms of how he perceives coaching?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna see probably some changes in coaching staffs throughout the years, and I think that Bruce has always been very a coach that's been always about details, very much prepared, and tried to be always on top of things. I think that he earned his duties. He played. He was coaching in NHL, then went to the minors for 6-7 years, and he got the opportunity to coach again, and he's doing a great job. So a lot of credit goes to him and for where this team is for past 2-3 years, and so he definitely earn his position.
Just the excitement and the hype of making it to this level. Of course, you have the experience of being here. How do you keep your emotions in check so that you can just channel them onto the ice?
Well, I think that you, as a player, you gotta recognize when there's a time to elevate your emotions and bring more energy, and when is a time to kind of, cool off and just kind of relax a little bit. So I think it just goes naturally with what's in front of you and what's at stake.
You had your third trip to the final. When you started your career in Ottawa,
Islanders.
Oh yeah, well, Ottawa in the playoffs. It didn't look like that Ottawa team could make that step. How frustrating was it for you to wait so long to get to the Cup final, and now reward being there for the time?
We had, I thought we had a really good skilled team with a right mix of tools with Ottawa. We had skills, speed, toughness, size, experience. It just we couldn't get past few opponents and few rounds. We couldn't elevate our game, I think, back then to move on. We were very close, I think, one year losing to New Jersey in Game 7 at home. That would brought us to the finals, but I think it's just you got to realize that in playoffs you just got to elevate your game from round to round, from game to game. You just got to keep elevating your game.
Playing over 40 years old, so you can have time to maybe appreciate more that Stanley Cup experience because you never know if you will have a chance to get that.
I don't think that you appreciate things more because of your age. I appreciate them same way as before. It's not just something that happens every year. For some players, didn't happen yet. For some others, happen more than for others. But I think you gotta appreciate it because it's so hard to. I've been saying that it's just so hard in these days just to make playoffs. And then, with the new format, you're gonna face very good teams, especially early on. So it's not nothing like you can be just thinking it's gonna happen every year or it's easy.
How has this run been different than previous runs?
Sorry.
How has this run been different than previous runs?
I don't know.
Or has it?
I don't know. Every team is a good team. Every series, it's you never know how it's gonna go, but you believe that you are the better team, and you believe that you can play up to your standards and keep elevating the game, and so that's what we did, and we did the same thing, playing our way, but some games we lost, and against Carolina we end up winning 4 in a row, but doesn't mean it was easy just because it was 4-0. I think they gave us a hell of a challenge, and they played really, really strong and good, but we just find a way to win 4 games in a row.
Jake was just saying that up until today his nerves have been pretty good, but all of this kind of gets the nerves going a little bit. How do you find your young guys on your group in dealing with nerves, and as veteran players, how maybe you help them out with those things along the way?
I think that we all have some sort of butterflies. I think they just come naturally. You just got to find a way to deal with it. This is part of it. This is part of the experience for guys who hasn't been through it. But I think that just you can make it as big as you want, or you can make it as casual as you want.
With the experience. Sorry. Okay. Am I up? Okay. Zdeno, when people talk about the experience that this team has and the advantage that it has in that respect in the series, you obviously think of winning the Stanley Cup, but I'm wondering if the experience of also losing a cup final, how that might benefit you, and what you learned from that, and how that will help you.
Well, I think that you try to learn from both of them. I mean, it's one of those things that you take in as much as you can from these occasions, and try to use them maybe later on as we are now. So it's very unfortunate, and obviously we would like to have better results in 2013, but it didn't happen. So we have to move on, and so we are here now, and whatever comes up that you can probably look back and use as experience, then that's something that it's kind of useful.